Then after that, Tommy Smith, it was just all Portugal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly was, and a good point. I've been reading a lot of the tweets here. Daniel Holowati, he plays for the Dayton Dutch Lions in the USL. He's talking about how mechanical the Russians are and how Portugal should be fit to push them in the second half because they look more technical. And I've been reminded of all the places, Grenada, Guyana, Aruba, and Trass's living room in Queens checking in. All the places that are checking in that are watching the game. So you don't want to leave out the living room in Queens then, that's for sure.
Well, thank you very much for everyone who's got in contact. I think it's general consensus. It's been a thoroughly entertaining first half in Moscow. And things are finally poised now, aren't they, for a second half in which Portugal will be looking to turn some of their dominance into goals, and you feel that they'll be looking towards Cristiano Ronaldo, who had a disappointing first half, Tommy. Ronaldo not quite on song.
No, he's not, but he's still, you know, if you look at the game, it's very unbalanced the way that Portugal have gone about their business. I mean, I would say that 75% of the play has been on the right-hand side of the field, and obviously what they're hoping is that Nani will get the ball and he will be fit to cross it and get Ronaldo involved on the left-hand side of the field. My only question is, why don't you try the left side of the field, and maybe Ronaldo might be fit to get Nani involved coming from the opposite side. If one side doesn't work, hey, there's two sides of the field.
It's a reminder, Fabio Contrao was forced off halfway through the first half. Miguel Lopez and replacing him at left back, as it looks like we're going to see a substitution now made by Fabio Capello. And it will be Denis Kluchikov who will come on. Going to the midfield. Of confirmation who has come off for him, but the Lokomotiv Moscow midfielder then coming on for the second half. Up his 14th cap as he replaces Victor Feysulin. Imagine it would be an injury for the Zenit St. Petersburg midfielder, who scored 2 goals already in this campaign, being replaced by Kluchikov, who just got the 1 goal to his name at international level.
And in fairness to Portugal, I mean, when you look at the opportunities they've had and you look at 3 or 4 just nods just over the crossbar, you would have to say that they're a little bit unlucky. But unfortunately, this game is made up of luck, but you make your own luck and you put the ball in the back of the net.
The question is, can Russia continue this resolute defence throughout the second half? They've yet to concede a goal, the Russians, in this qualifying campaign, beating Northern Ireland here 2-0 and then thrashing Israel 4-0 away from home. No doubt this is a different kettle of fish for Fabio Capello's side. As it stands, they have this 1-goal lead. Oh, Nani. Ball cleared away by Berezutski.
It's almost like the Russians are saying, okay, we'll allow Nani the ball all he wants because there's nothing coming of it. Every time the ball comes across, we just clear it out. Nice ball to Bistra from the far side, but a good piece of defending by Miguel Lopez. Now Anyukov delivers it in, and a bit of a panicky clearance there. João Pereira. Well, he could feel the pressure coming on the outside of him, and he didn't have time to look round to see how close was the player, and he was pretty close because you can see his hands up in the air there. Korokin, good ball across. It's a kind of a no man's land. The keeper doesn't know whether to come out, stay, and this was the sensible thing to do. Put it out for a corner, reorganise your defenders, and hopefully you can clear the ball. First corner of the game for the Russians. Rov takes it, cleared out as far as Denisov. And that should be the goalkeeper's ball, and indeed it's plucked from the air by Rui Patricio. Nani. So I to skip the challenge there from Kokorin. 1-2 with Ronaldo. This is a good run from Nani, but he runs out of pitch. Well, he keeps complaining that he's getting pulled a little bit, and you know, in honesty, if Nani goes down in that situation where he does feel the pressure right there, he probably gets himself a free kick. So he was honest and he stayed on his feet. Now he's complaining to the referee, and the referee said, no, it never happened. Well, you know, that's a point that a lot of people have been making in writing into us, Dan, is that, you know, a lot of these players feel that they get fouled, they don't get the call, and then they resort to diving. So, I mean, you could probably make a case for that.
Thank you very much to everyone who's been in contact with us. Just a reminder, via Twitter at Tommy Smith, ESPN, and at Dan Thomas, ESPN. Great to hear your thoughts as we're bringing you live World Cup qualifying matches here on ESPN.
Well, a lot of people checking in from Baltimore, Michigan, Athens, and I know that that's in Georgia, not the Athens you're thinking about. There's a big game for the US. I mean, they have a huge World Cup qualifier.
The ball's just come through to Kokorin, and Patricio makes the stop at the near post. And it's brought forward now by Ruben Mikel. Cristiano Ronaldo. Dancing on the edge of the box. Coutinho just able to feed it through. It's coming through to Miguel Velasco. Pepe. Coutinho. A bit of space here for Nani, and it just goes under the studs of Ronaldo.
Oh, it just skipped through. It looked like it had so much promise. Look at this. Ronaldo said, okay, give it to me, and then he puts his boot down to it. And he was in behind the defender. He had already gained that half yard of space, which would be so important. But I was going to say the United States playing Antigua and Barbuda. That's a huge game for them, because on the opposite side you have Jamaica playing Guatemala, and of course the US have a game coming up against Guatemala, and these are all very, very important games. CONCACAF is boiling over.
It's bubbling nicely, isn't it?
It sure is.
As you mentioned, Tommy, let's take on Guatemala on Tuesday. That game is live on ESPN2, 6:30 Eastern. What a crunch time that could prove to be. As Bruno Alves cuts across, Alves had the best chance for Portugal in the first half, a bullet of a header that was saved by Igor Akinfeev. And Russia have come out a little brighter, haven't they, in this second half, and it's a good move down the right-hand side by Bistrov, who does brilliantly well to keep the ball, and in the end, anywhere will do for the clearance by Lopez.
Well, it's not one of Pepe's brighter outings.
Foul there from Kombarov as he brings down Moutinho.
Capello always looks like, oh, he's so aggrieved about everything, isn't he?
He rarely smiles, Fabio Capello. Of course, domestically, a lot to smile about in his time. One of the most successful managers of his generation. Looking to transfer that success now onto the international stage.
I remember scoring a great goal against England too in his footballing career. Just, I don't know why I remember that game. Yeah, I'm not sure why I just remember that particular one, but he did.
Ronaldo.
He would like to score a great goal now or anything in this game.
Mikel just gives the ball away needlessly, and it's picked up by Denisov, who wins the free kick.
Just clipped him.
Nice ball down the right-hand side, and it's Bistrov who will keep this in, and it goes out for a corner.
But it's almost like the back four for Portugal are just a little bit slow to react to that ball dropped in behind them, and that was good running back. That was good running back by Miguel Lopez to take it away. Look at, see, they're putting the hands up, he's offside. Forget about that stunt. That's a stunt that's going to get you in a lot of trouble if you're a central defender.
Kombarov to take Russia's second corner of this game. Pepe with the header into the Moscow sky. Denisov goes out for a throw-in. Portugal looking to qualify for their 4th consecutive World Cup. Of course, the best ever tournament came in 2006 when they lost to France in the semi-finals. To 2002 in Japan. In the group stages, they of course lost to the USA. USA beat them by 3 goals to 2. Brian O'Brien on the score sheet in that game for the US. Since then, Portugal got this fine crop of players, which have been led by Cristiano Ronaldo, to make them up to 3rd in the FIFA ranking. Postiga looking a little heavy in the leg department there, and you do wonder, you mentioned him before, Tommy, this 24-year-old superstar striker for Braga, Ida, who is on the bench here today, could be introduced. Ruben Miguel looking for Postiga.
Well, Postiga really hasn't made any impression in there, Dan.
It's not only Ida on the bench, you've also got Nelson Oliveira as well. 4 striking options for Portugal. You do feel that maybe Paulo Bento will be forced to make a change soon. So looking like penetrating this Russian defence at the moment, this Portugal attack line. Plenty of the ball. It's just that final third where they've laboured somewhat.
Yeah, they've had plenty of possession in midfield. They've defended fairly well, but lacks a cutting edge in that third where you need it.
Cristiano Ronaldo, great challenge by Anyukov.
Well, that's a trademark Cristiano Ronaldo run. Pushed the ball down, tried to get over his man.
Anyukov's had a good game, though, against him, hasn't he, Tommy?
He certainly has. He's stuck very, very close to him.
Portugal then with their first corner of this second half. Yeah, Veloso to take, the only player who's been booked so far in this game. I'm not quite sure what was planned there for that corner. Whatever it is, it certainly didn't work. Pepe. He's looking for Postiga, and the linesman's flags up. Postiga, currently his 2nd season at Zaragoza.
Well, he's clearly offside. That wasn't much of a call to have to make, but Postiga has to take some of the blame. I mean, all you have to do is look and see where you are on the field at that stage. I mean, we have a Barry O'Reilly checking in, watching in Cavan. If he's watching in Cavan, Dan, I'm not sure how you can do that, but maybe. Nowadays, who knows where the people see you. The one thing you're getting is good value here. I mean, this is a good performance by Portugal, except for the fact that they're behind.
Well, the crowd doing their best to lift this Russian side. Nani, nice ball into Pereira, and Pereira goes for goal, and it's Ronaldo who makes a run at the near post. Once again, top defending from the Russian centre-backs.
Ignacevic does a great job. Look at him, he looks around, he sees where Ronaldo's going to be, and he just gets into his path, because Ronaldo had slipped in behind. He had given the slip to a couple of them.
Veloso. And Moutinho. Cleared away once again by Ignacevic. Ignacevic and Beresutski have been immense so far in this game. Nani heads it across. And Akinfeev just takes a couple of bounces.
Oh, he almost left it behind him. He almost ran over the ball, the keeper.
Now, Pepe. That's why he's a centre-back.
See the chip across. Nicely done by Nani. Just a lovely little touchdown. And there's the good defending. You know, so much of defending is having the vision to realise where the ball is going to be. I mean, it helps to be able to get there as well, but...
Bistrov. It's a Zhirikov.
Again, down that middle, the Russians just fail to capitalise.
I just feel there's that vulnerability, don't you, about this Portuguese defence. Every time Russia go forward, you feel it could result in their second goal. Ruben Miguel, look at the space he had, and then Ignacevic shut the door right in his face.
But it took him all day to make up his mind to shoot. I mean, I could tell when he was going to shoot, so it was easy for Ignacevic, who was looking into his eyes, to see when he was going to shoot. And he had Ronaldo inside of him.
Offside. Given on the far side there. And there is Ida, the man of the moment that many of the Portuguese fans sure want to see introduced. So we're just coming up to the hour mark here. Luzhniki Stadium, it is Russia 1, Portugal 0 on this World Cup qualifier, live on ESPN2 and ESPN in the Caribbean. Dan Thomas and Tommy Smith with you. Thank you very much for your company. It's been a good game so far.
If you want to contact us at Tommy Smith ESPN and at Don Thomas ESPN.
You just call me Don Thomas.
Dan, I said.
Ronaldo, Nani, looks to play it through,
handball.
appeals for handball against Anyukov.
Sure looked like a handball from where I'm sitting.
Nothing given. Nani. It's Ignacevic who heads it away. Nani. 1-2 with Ronaldo. Ignacevic again.
He's stopping everything. I mean, he's just the centre of that defence. He's a wall on his own.
Ignacevic winning his 82nd cap for Russia tonight. All those years of experience are on show, aren't they? Yeah, well, also double team as the ball is played back into Moutinho. Into the box, headed away.
I counted 7 red shirts in the 18-yard box when that ball came across.
This is what you know you're going to get from a Fabio Capello side, Tommy. First and foremost, a team that can defend. And in this situation, they are more than happy to defend a 1-0 lead.
But you got to pull them out. I mean, if you're Portugal, you got to run at them. You got to dribble into the box. You got to force somebody to make a mistake. And if you're Russian, you just sit back there and you devour everything that comes at you the way that the ball has been played inside. I mean, you know they're not going to make any mistakes unless you force them into a mistake.
Pepe. Cristiano Ronaldo is a nice ball inside, and the shot is a weak one in the end, and it's easily taken by Akinfeev. As we just see the Russians are going to make their second substitution here. And Postiga with that effort. I wonder how much longer he's got left on the pitch.
Very few touches for the keeper.
Rupert's really tip. His distribution has been terrible today.
Of course, he had that one touch where he had to bend down and pick the ball out of the back of the net.
Lays it across. As Pepe looks to feed the ball forward to Nani. Held to Postiga to Nani. The ball is blocked by Ignacevic and cleared away.
But again, very, very close traffic inside. Postiga and Nani, no spacing between them, leaving it very, very simple for the Russians just to step into the breach.
Pereira. Coutinho drills it at goal. Postiga was diving out the way there. It's going to take something special to be feed from there. Coutinho, of course, missed a penalty in that penalty shootout against Spain. As we see, Zinchenko is going to come on here for the Russians. He's picking up his second cap under Fabio Capello. Made his debut against Israel. Last round of World Cup qualifiers, but he's impressed for Lokomotiv Moscow so far this season.
Well, that's the great thing for Russian football, isn't it? I mean, every year now teams in the Champions League are gaining very, very good experience, and they have become very good technical players. A little bit mechanical in the movement, but they're much improved over the years. And I know the Russians have always had a good international team. I'm talking about club football in general. So you think England will beat San Marino?
Well, we're going to see the second change then of the game for Paulo Bento. We weren't quite expecting Silvestre Ferreira is going to come on. This is a nice ball inside. It's a lovely turn, but the shot couldn't quite match the build-up.
Rui Patricio got down to it, but for an instant it looked like he wasn't going to be fit to reach it. It looked like it might get by him. And if Russia go 2-0 up, Portugal have no chance of coming back, I don't think.
Well, Silvestre Ferreira is going to come on. If you cast your mind back to the Euro, scored a superb goal against Denmark.
Look at again, but watch the middle. Look at the middle. I mean, how wide open can you be? I mean, Pepe's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. He doesn't know where he's going at times.
And it's Coutinho with the effort, as we see Ruben Mikel replaced by Silvestre Ferreira. That's an attacking move, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
By Paulo Bento.
And I mean, a lot of people wanted to see Mikel. A lot of people said he's the man to, you know, do the job. Coach doesn't think so. I mean, there's no question Morales is missed on this team.
She picked up an injury in training, hence didn't feature in today's game. Oh, his first touch. Luis Miguel Veloso. Nani. Had a good game, Nani. Just hasn't quite delivered that final ball when it's been needed.
Oh, Pepe did well there.
Portugal was 69% of the ball. Nelson Ferreira finds it to Ronaldo. Sums up his night a little bit there.
Well, he gets inside, but he absolutely hooks this one. Just came up with the worst possible moment.
And as we discussed on ESPN FC Press Pass yesterday on ESPN News, the New style for Cristiano Ronaldo's haircut. We did talk about it.
It's a bad hair day today in Moscow, but I can tell you, those kind of days are terrible on your hair. But if you're wondering what ESPN SoccerNet Press Pass is, or ESPN FC Press Pass, it's our nightly show, 6 nights a week, and it's on in the United States on ESPN News at 2 a.m. in the morning. You can get it around the rest of the world on ESPN FC, and it's a good debate show, I think. Shaka Hislop, Robbie Mustoe, Andrew Orsatti, Steve Nicol.
With the foul, which
Robbie Earle, all players of note. Frank LeBeouf, who won a World Cup medal. We have them all for you. You're covered from Maine to California.
Pepe with the ball that's headed away. Thief plays it forwards. Bluchakov uses his hand in controlling that.
There are a lot of referees who will give you a yellow card for that, because that has to be an intentional handball. You put your hand up to take the ball down. How much more intentional can it be?
Now Lopez back into Bruno Alves.
Well, as you remember last night on Press Pass, Dan, my upset special was Portugal to beat Russia, and a lot of people give me a lot of stick about it. I wonder how they're feeling now, because it'll be an upset if they do come back to beat them.
It's just coming up. It's 20 minutes to go so far. Your upset special's not looking good, Tommy, as Russia in control of this one, 1-0 up.
Don't upset me now. You know how that goes. Oh, that was almost a blunder.
Patricio and Bruno Alves.
Talk about not speaking the one language. They might speak the one language if they weren't on the one page. You can just see Portugal players, their heads are going down just a little bit.
Bluchakov. Nice ball forward for Kokorin.
I mean, the Russians have managed it well. They've defended when they had to. They get up the field every so often, put a little bit of pressure on Portugal. And they have that 1-0 lead, which makes it, you know, good going for them.
Kombarov goes down, and he gets the free kick as well. I don't know, Tommy, you look at Portugal and you just see they look a little bereft of ideas now.
I'm amazed that the coach hasn't gone to the bench a little bit more.
He's got one substitution left.
I mean, is it a case of because Eder has gotten so much publicity that the coach is saying, okay, I'll bring him in at my good time. He doesn't want to feel that he's been forced to bring him in, because there's been so much written about him and how he could be the next coming of whatever, Eusebio or something.
Stratford still looking inside. Coutinho to Nani. Ronaldo. And he plays a long ball. It's easily picked up by Akinfeev. How fit is he, do you think, Tommy?
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're going to hear a lot of people talk about it, but, you know, I would say he's fit enough to play. He should be. If he's not fit enough to play, he shouldn't be out there, especially wearing the captain's armband. And I know that sometimes you approach players and they're probably the worst person to tell you how fit they are. It would be very hard for the manager to leave Ronaldo off this team, even if he had a sneaking suspicion that maybe he mightn't be fully fit.
Bluchakov on the ball, just fell inside to Shirokov. He slipped as he went to shoot it. That was a real opportunity there for the Russians to double their lead. Cristiano Ronaldo, look at the space he's got here. Oh, it's a wonderful challenge from Vladimir Bistrov, tracking back.
He just took the ball right off his boot. That's the way the Dayton Dutch Lions do it. Challenges like that, I'm told. I mean, that was just... And Ronaldo was completely flummoxed now. He's up, he's complaining to the referees, complaining to the players around him.
And it's an opportunity for the Russians. It's good. Screening, though, by Pepe. And, well, this is the man you've been talking about, Tommy.
Oh, he's coming in now.
He dared to come on for his second cap. He comes into this game off the back of superb performances for Braga. 4 goals in his last 4 games. Can he be the super sub that Portugal need here? You imagine he'll be Helder Postiga he'd be replacing.
Yeah, it's probably like for like, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be that.
Indeed, it is the Zaragoza striker who will make way for Eder. And what impact can the 24-year-old have here? It's just coming up to 15 minutes to go here. Stoppage time at the Luzhniki Stadium. Russia 1, Portugal 0. That 6th-minute goal.
Player number 23,
Still enough at the moment to give Russia all 3 points in this group game.
What an important 3 points it could turn out to be, Dan. Remember, only the top team qualifies for the World Cup finals out of each group.
There are 9 groups, I should say, Tommy. The top ones go through. Then it's the 8 best runners-up who play in a 2-legged playoff. It's a corner for Portugal. Moutinho takes. Fief just sticks it in a little bit. Oh, it's over the top of Eder waiting in the centre. Now Alves flicks it in, and a foul given against the man who plies his trade in Russia, the Zenit St. Petersburg centre-back, Bruno Alves.
Well, when you look at the table in Portugal, Porto and Benfica are tied on 14 points apiece, and Braga, the team that we've been talking about that Eder plays for, they're 3 points behind on 11. So it's a very, very tight race between 2 of the old standards, Porto and Benfica. Sporting are way down the table. 5 from the bottom.
Moutinho. Pepe. It's a left back. Comfortably by Berezutski. A long ball over the top, looking for Kokorin. Alexander Kokorin has control of it, waiting for support. It comes in the form of Komarov. Plays across the substitute Gluchikov. And that's a silly foul as well, playing Gluchikov. Just catches Miguel Lopez.
Yeah, we've been asked a lot of questions on Twitter. Should there be more yellow cards for the Russians because of some of their tackling, that it's a little bit cumbersome? Even Honolulu checking in to know if they should get yellow cards. I don't know. I think the referee is just going with the game. I think he's done a good job of it. He might have pulled back 1 or 2 here and there.
It's nice football, meanwhile, from Moutinho and Ronaldo. Miguel Lopez. Nani. He's just come back. It's Cristiano Ronaldo looking to pull the trigger. And it's just come through to Silvestre Valera.
You got to have a gun to pull the trigger, and the ball was gone when he was going to pull the trigger.
And he floats it in. It's pumped away by Denisov.
I mean, at the moment, a draw would be a great result for Portugal if they could manage to pull out one, because Russia has answered every call. Every time that ball has dropped inside, there's been a Russian there to meet it. There's been a Russian there to take it. There's an example of it. For some reason, they're just about a half a yard quicker to the ball, the Russian defenders, than the Portugal attackers.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fascinating final 10 minutes to this game, because Portugal are going to throw the kitchen sink at Russia here. Just a reminder as well, if these two teams finish on level points at the end of the group stage, it will be the head-to-head between the two sides. So, for example, if Russia win this game 1-0 and Portugal win in Portugal, say 2-0, it will be Portugal who would go through, as they'd have a better aggregate head-to-head.
That is huge, absolutely huge, especially if Portugal could snatch a draw here. But for Russia, I mean, it'd be incredible if they could get another goal. Imagine having a 2-0 lead, not just in the game, but in the group.
Well by Pepe. Nani. And Veloso just played it back to Pepe. Ronaldo with the flick on for Eder.
Hasn't managed to get into the game again at all since he came on as a substitute, but you know, strikers need to be played into the game.
That's what Ronaldo's looking to do. Bruno Alves. Picked up by Alves. Varela.
But you look at how dependent Portugal are on Ronaldo, and I think sometimes it hurts a team that it seems like everybody, when they get the ball, the first man to look for is Ronaldo, rather than doing what they should be doing and looking to take care of the ball themselves. They're looking to see where Ronaldo is.
This debate continues as to who should win the Ballon d'Or, which is awarded to the best footballer. Jose Mourinho said it would be an embarrassment if Ronaldo didn't win it. He's of course up against Leo Messi, Andres Iniesta and Iker Casillas as the four favourites.
Give it to Falcao and forget about the whole lot of them. Look at this little ball inside. Just can't control it. It just doesn't just is not happening. Pepe knows. Look at the frustration on that man's face.
So you're not chiming in, Tommy? Who should win the Ballon d'Or?
I told you what to do with it. I told you make 2 Ballon d'Ors. Give one to Ronaldo, give one to Messi. We live in an era where there are 2 amazing, incredible, fantastic football players. Let's appreciate the 2 of them and forget about it. It is supposed to be, by the way, a team game. So this individual trophy, I'm not sure that there's that much in it.
You might want to get Tressa to get the tweezers out, to get those splinters out your bum, sitting on the fence there.
I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm stating the fact which most football players and most footballers love.
Kokorin. As Russia come forward. Oh, lovely stuff from Kokorin. Good save by Rui Patricio on the rebound. The shot goes wide from Roman Shurikov.
Well, this was the icing on the cake as far as the Russians are concerned if he puts it away. No, but seriously, we have never lived in an era, Dan, where there has been 2 football players who have dominated at the club level like Ronaldo and Messi. So, you know, it's a great argument. It's a great argument to have as we see the great save. But I think we should show appreciation for the 2 of them.
To see Vladimir Bystrov has had a great game, I think, on that far side for Russia. Been tracking back, helping out his defence a lot. He's going to be replaced by Alexander Semilov. Up his fifth cap for Russia, the locomotive Moscow midfielder.
Играет Александр Самедов, номер 19.
Substitution
Portugal
for
running out of
Russia.
time here, so they
Player
push for an
number 18,
equaliser.
Vladimir Bustrov is replaced by player number 19, Alexander
Ronaldo.
Samedov.
Foul's given. I feel it's a soft one, as do the home fans. Not sure what Ronaldo was doing there.
Внимание, уважаемые зрители, прослушайте порядок выхода со стадиона по окончании матча. Первыми выходят зрители трибуны А, затем зрители трибуны С, затем зрители
He's not happy, and he shouldn't be happy. I mean, I thought that as the game would go on, that the Russians would get, you know, they would get tired. It looks like they've gotten stronger.
Moutinho. Just a line of red.
No idea. I mean, you've got to take the ball in and you've got to force somebody to come out to you.
And he delivers it in, and Barella, I think it was as close as maybe he thinks.
Again, Nani's delivery. He's had a lot of them today. If the post office missed with as many as he's missed, it'd be a real bad day for the postman.
Just a reminder for those in the US, be sure to tune in Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern. Clinton is USA taking on Guatemala. Actually could have huge influence as to whether or not the US will be going to Brazil in 2014.
That CONCACAF now, that's a very, very tight group. Guatemala on 7 points, Jamaica on 7 points, US on 7 points. We're hearing from a lot of Jamaicans who are telling us that Jamaica's going to win against Guatemala, so if you go by that, they'd be on 10, and the US will be hoping to be on 10 with them going into that Guatemala game.
So a war of 4. Patricio is just looking to equalise, looking to throw out as the shot drilled into the wall from Gluchakov.
Put the keepers out too.
Внимание спортивных журналистов, дорогие друзья, по окончании матча вы приглашаетесь на пресс-конференцию с участием главных тренеров, играющих сегодня.
Portugal struggled somewhat in their qualification for the Euros to beat Bosnia and Herzegovina in the playoffs after finishing second to Denmark in their group. They know how to battle in these group stages. As Ronaldo's caught by Yachenko. And a free kick given.
Well, he sees the comedy in it. I think he's fouled.
You see, the linesman doesn't signal, neither does the referee. And that sort of night so far for Cristiano Ronaldo. Is he fishing?
Oh, I didn't see the fishing pole. He certainly wanted a free kick.
Given against Moutinho, just not getting the breaks at the moment, Portugal, and they're running out of time here.
I think the bigger problem they have, Dan, is that they have run out of ideas.
As they'll ball through, it's a great challenge from Bruno Alves.
Had to be. Look at he's livid at the rest of his midfielders that they're walking in on top of him like that on his own. Look at the little ball inside. Bruno Alves, big boot to it, but the problem is, look at the amount of time it's wasted as far as Portugal are concerned. It's a great play for the Russians because the clock keeps ticking.
Ball out by Veloso. Portugal back four standing strong at the moment. The ball very much at the wrong end of the pitch for the Portuguese fans. Varela. He miscontrols it. Shirokov caught by Pereira.
There's questions about diving.
Well, yellow card. Sends Roman Shirokov.
Wasting time.
He's got a penalty against Northern Ireland in the opening qualifier here. Portugal running out of time. It's Bruno Alves. Playing forward to Eder. It's a substitute who touched it last, according to the referee. The rain has just been relentless, but it hasn't dampened the spirits of the home supporters here.
No, and to be honest, I really haven't seen it have any kind of an adverse effect on the game, the way the playing pitch is. Maybe afterwards Portugal players will say that they just didn't find it, the footing was as solid as normal.
Ronaldo. There. Moutinho. To Ronaldo. Going to flick it into Nani. There will be 3 minutes of added time then.
Time added to the second half was 3 minutes.
Pereira. Valera, and you can just see what he was trying to do. It's Denis Kuchikov who is back defending.
They've stood tall all game, the Russian defenders.
Moutinho gives it away. And Russia are just going to look to keep the ball. Wind the clock down here. The free kick has been awarded. And look at everyone going forward. Pepe and Bruno Alves making their way into the box.
I think this referee has to be one of the biggest referees I've ever seen. When he tells you to do something, you do it.
Here we go then. Miguel Veloso launches it into the box. Good goalkeeping by Igor Akinfeev. He's controlled his box well, hasn't he?
Well, Ronaldo's having a chat with the referee about what he saw, what he didn't see. But when you loft the ball into the box like that, goalkeeper's advantage. You play the ball in the air like that, goalkeeper's advantage. Offside.
Miguel Lopez. It will be a corner.
All hands to the pump.
Now, do you send Rui Patricio up as well?
Send everybody. The coach, if he'll come in. Probably wouldn't allow him, but...
Probably not.
You got to send everybody. I mean, why not?
Well, Nani takes it. Now,
he gets a chance to take it again because that wasn't well hit.
Nani plays it in. Pepe with a clear push, which will be overlooked by the referee. Ignacevic up with the header. Eder goes down. Appeals for a penalty. Don't think you're going to get that away from home. 2 minutes in injury time. Bruno Alves, that's not a bad ball. But the Russians ending the game as they have played throughout. Fantastic defensive performance from Fabio Capello's side. Look at the celebrations on the touchline. No doubt the biggest win so far for Fabio Capello as his tenure of Russia coach continues. That's how to defend the lead, Tommy Smith.
Well, he's 3 for 3 now, and what a job they did defending. I talked earlier about the discipline they had at the back and how he has brought that to them. And they're a good-looking team right now. If they get a lead and you forget about it.
Oh, coming up then, if you're watching us in the Caribbean, we've got Armenia against Italy as the World Cup qualifiers continue. Meanwhile, after the break here, we'll be taking a look at how the Russians beat the Portuguese by 1-0 to take control of this group, Tommy.
Without a doubt, the team on top now has control. Plus, you know, they have the best goal difference now. They have the head-to-head. They have everything going for them.
So then, for those in the Caribbean, thanks for joining us. Enjoy Armenia, Italy. For those in the US, stay with us. More to come from here as we analyse Russia's 1-0 win.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then